it truly all comes out in the wash. We're going to do a show later on, because I got a couple of chores to run, and I should have just waited. I just did the show. I don't want to overwhelm you with too many shows per day, but as my thoughts arrive, sometimes they do arrive in my, synapses of neurons work. I come to the conclusion that, let's take a look at Jasper, who's on the run, and this is the guy who said Boracay was a place to be. I finally found paradise. But when he overstayed his welcome and did all the shit that he did, he then took off to Cebu, and now I guess he's in Surigao. Is his Filipina that he paid for still with him? That's another question. Okay, moving on. Mix Philippines experience. Mix. Haven't heard of him. But he's been covering some topics. I wonder if I'll be one of his topics. I really don't know. But Mix Philippines experience, or Mix Philippines journey, I guess that's the entitlement of his show. He seems like a pretty level-headed guy, clean-cut looking guy. Seems to have his act together, but I don't know. Let's see who he thinks is a criminal on YouTube. Whose name is going to be on that list, and from what information does he get it from? He hit it right on with Jasper, and he hit it right on with several other people actually on here. And Uncle Jesse in the Philippines is highly suspicious. Highly suspicious. Apparently Uncle Jesse does have a criminal background in boondocks of the South, and which has been bringing a lot of suspicion to just about everybody now. Okay, here's the point, folks. Concentrate on the people that deserve to be concentrated on. Bigger fish, I guess I'm trying to say. You got bigger fish to catch and bigger fish to fry. These are big fish. Ricky, of course, who you known as Big Shot Travel and Sick Grandpa. Well, the name is befitting on the sick grandpa. Ricky has proved himself to be a louse on the skin of society. He has proved himself to be a coward. He has proved himself to be a liar. Well, his loyalty to Barry, well, we know he's not loyal to Barry. And we know what he did with all his money and all the lies about Barry actually having a lawyer when the Bureau of Immigration says to themselves that Barry doesn't have the money, can't afford to represent himself. Okay, that's out of the way. We've been there, done that, right? Let's concentrate on these creeps that are taking advantage of these young girls. That's what we're concerned about. Let's concentrate on the creeps that come to this country and use all the Filipinos that they can, whether they use them for money, whether they use them for sex, whether they're using them to just show what a big, real man that they are, when we all know that they're not. People with mental conditions, proven medical conditions by demonstration of their actual channel and what they actually present on their channel. That's where the concentration should be. Never mind all the hearsay that he did this to a child in another state, unsubstantiated, absolutely. To build up on that when they just don't have anything else to dig on in that proverbial barrel that I talk about, where their fingers are getting really raw and their nails are breaking and they're starting to bleed. Let's go down that proverbial barrel. It could be oak, it could be made of anything. Concrete container, digging and digging and digging and digging to try to find that dirt. And when they just can't find any more dirt, they create stories, or they build up on a real story that doesn't really present the real information in that story as to what really transpired with somebody's tenants, perhaps, maybe somebody's relationship, perhaps, maybe somebody's financial situation, whether somebody's lying or not. Have they been true to their girlfriends? Are they just after their money because they can't afford to come in this country and they got to suck off each tit of every woman that they've ever been with? Okay, all these lovely stories that we're seeing. We got so many characters. We got Jasper. Oh, God. We got Brevis. Oh, Jesus Christ. We got Ricky. Jesus Christ. We got Barry, of course. But Barry's becoming a thing of the past. The information provided to you about Mr. Barry Lee Jordan is true and factual as the best of my knowledge and the best that my lawyer can provide, the best information I can get from the prosecutor's office and the Bureau of Intelligence and their intel officers. I can only rely on that information there. And no, it does not look good for Barry. It's just a done story. He's incarcerated. I got him there, whether you believe it or not. And it did have to do with evidence presented to the Bureau of Immigration Intelligence agents by way of many videos, basically showing and displaying his behavior, his threats, his defamation, and everything else has been presented to him. That's what got him in the immigration. That's what got him into detention. It wasn't because he just broke the law with immigration. No, Barry would have been staying free for many years to come. But we're not going to reiterate on that shit again because I think you know the whole story now. So let's move on. He's in jail. He's going to be facing whatever he's going to be facing. That's it. You know, we don't have to really, take spin-offs on this story all the time. We see that he's a criminal. We've seen what he did. We've seen, even though he has a grin on his face, where is he? Where am I? Where are you? He's in jail. You're not. I'm not. That's the bottom line. And what else are you going to say about it? I could drag this out and make shows and shows and shows and shows about it. But fact is, I knocked the grin off his fucking face. He is incarcerated. How long he'll be in there, everything that transpires from today on is going to be up to the authorities. That's it. That's the bottom line. There really isn't much to talk about. But we seem to keep bringing that subject in, and I'm responsible too. But you all are too. Bringing that up and up and up again. Barry J. He's a done deal. Face the fact. He's not going to get married. Okay, he's with a woman that's, well, whatever her reason to be with him, she is. You can call her desperate. You can call her anything you want. She's in her 30s. I don't know. We don't know the psychology of everybody. We see it displayed on here. You don't know really what goes on in the background between them two. We don't understand why she's so loyal to him, but it really doesn't matter. The fact is she's, sticking up for him. And I think the main reason, and I think everybody agrees with me that she's staying with him, is because of the fact that he still owes the family money. And she wants to keep him in the picture for somehow, some miraculous way, like he's going to come into some money to pay back her sister and everyone who has contributed in her family for helping their poor sister and daughter to get her boyfriend out of trouble that he created on his own. Oh, and well, I guess Ricky missed his chance to, oh, sorry, Ricky. I know you were going to beat the shit out of the guy. Of course you were. Now that Jasper is no longer at Horizons, he's now in Surigao. You're going to travel to Surigao to hunt him down. You had plenty of time to find him at Horizons, but you didn't do that because you're full of shit, like everything you say on your show. Isn't that the truth? Anyway, these stories will continue as more things happen. But at this point, I don't really think I could say much more about Mr. Jordan. It's a done deal. I wiped the smirk off his face, although he does display it when Ricky comes over, but it's all show. It's showtime, folks. It's showtime. How is he really feeling? Oh, he's pissed. He's pissed at me. He's pissed at himself that he got him into this mess. He's never going to change, folks. You know that. I think it would be really hard, the proverbial statement, getting the spots off a leopard, It's impossible, okay? You could dye the hair on a leopard and cover it up, perhaps, but in a case like Barry Lee Jordan, you're not going to change who he is. It's inbred, just like his family, all inbred. And you're not going to change his evil ways. You're not going to change his e-begging. You're not going to change his lies. You're not going to change Ricky's lies. You're not going to change that Ricky was a coward and went to Fazio from behind and slapped him. Premeditated, of course. Did that happen? Of course it happened, and we all saw that on camera, didn't we? I think I've said enough for today. If I do a show later, I'm not thinking I am. But we may want to cover this a little bit more. Why did Jasper suddenly now run to Surigao? Well, he was building up on Boracay so much that he was never going to leave. But then things got too hot for him, made too many enemies, and now that his face has been exposed, that's when he ran to Cebu. And then from Cebu, when he figured out that everybody knew he was at Horizons, he now took off for Surigao. Where do I keep on asking that question, where do these creeps come from? And why are they coming to the Philippines? I don't know. is a phenom. We'll talk about this some more another time.